Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the 7th guest. So, yeah, doing a little bit more research, there is a bug in the original game of the 7th guest. It's not super surprising that games from 20 years ago would be full of bugs. It's kind of sad that they haven't been fixed. Again, this is why 7th guest needed a remake, or more than a remaster. There's just a lot of things that the concept itself needs to be started from scratch, and inherently the 13th doll, the fan-made continuation of the series, is probably a smarter move, because then you can kind of continue the series while also remaking the series, sort of like how Star Wars Episode 7 was just Star Wars Episode 4 remade and upgraded somewhat. Many would agree it wasn't. However, this puzzle right now, that I got two puzzles that felt like they couldn't be solved. The first one you saw, the second one I just reset. Seems like it's solvable. So I should just be able to move this last row at the bottom through what is basically a cycle of pictures, and I'm thinking this will work. If it doesn't work, then I'll just have to reset. The solution through the walkthrough is kind of correct. You do the columns until the center is right, then you move the top until the top is right, and if it becomes pretty obvious at that point whether or not you can solve the puzzle. Yep, and I just got another one that can't be solved. It's really just that simple. If there is some system, apparently over the course of 20 years, nobody has found it. Nobody has seen anything that even slightly begins to imply that there is a system, that these are kind of on some kind of ribbon or tape system where the pieces would move around. So the solution is easy, just getting one that is dealt is correct. The chatter online says this is an initial bug. It's not a bug with the ScumVM emulator, which at the core, the ScumVM emulator is designed to just run the games the way they used to run, bugs and all. If you don't want the bugs in your game, then there probably needs to be a patch or something. And if there was a patch, I didn't find it or see anything like that. So we've got the middle row done, and then you just cycle through this, and it seems like it wouldn't work, but it actually does. You have everything in the same row, and so it's actually rather easy to get that. Now the question is this another deal that is just wrong? No, this one looks like it might work. And one more should get it.
Well, that's not cricket, is it?
Dolls! Why would Stauf keep this room, a room filled with dolls, locked?
For a second there,
Unless...
I thought...
Oh no! I know what this is.
It wasn't going to show the
I know what
video.
these dolls are! Don't you see? Don't you see what this is? They're the...
I love my mommy. Where's my mommy? Where's
I know that voice. She lived next door to us. And Samantha, she got sick and... Oh no! The dolls
Are the children. The children's spirits became these dolls. That was his deal. Stauf took the children, but not all of them, only a certain number. And
That's it. A certain number.
what? What was that you just said?
For tonight, the children had to be collected. There must be one more child coming. The last guest.
No! No! He's here already! I've seen him! He ran away! Away! The others are learning about the boy. What must happen to him? What must be done?
And see, the video is faded out.
We've got to
They
find it
didn't have
and
enough
get out.
space for it to line up with the audio.
I'll look upstairs.
Unless the audio
We
is just
must move
playing
fast before the others.
at the regular speed and the video was playing too fast. So we now know the nefarious deed, and the fan-made sequel, The 13th Doll, makes a lot of sense. It's kind of crazy that there hasn't been another story similar to this, or even like a movie. There was a movie called The Boy, which was kind of related to that, but yeah, no real series. 20 years, this could have been turned into a novel series or a horror movie series. It just didn't happen. We can go forward here, and seems like you don't have a choice. You've got to go forward once you clicked. So will this take me back to the main room, or nope, this is another secret room. And there's a drama sign here and a puzzle here, so let's watch the drama. It's like an animated dog, or a stuffed dog that was filmed and then the lips were animated. And in a modern game, every single one of these things would be interactable, probably. You'd be able to click on the ball and it would move around or roll around. You click on the box and maybe it'd float up in the air. Even in a modern point-and-click adventure game, it would do something like that. If this was a 3D environment game where I was walking around and knocking these over, that would also work well. This would be an interesting fan project to try to make something like this.
3 little words. That's all it takes.
Like, but I've seen so many fan projects that get cease and desisted that you're probably better off. Let's see, how do I interact here? Seems like I can shift things to the left or right.
Well, it should be as easy as ABC. Look, it's a magic spell puzzle.
Let's see. So I assume I'm supposed to spell 3 words upwards, 3 words downwards. And it's kind of just like the same puzzle we just did.
I used to have blocks just like this when I was a child. The memory seems so clear now.
Am I supposed to be spelling something like get the boy? Like, you can make a lot of 3-letter words. So, yeah. I'm gonna see if this... The bottom here is supposed to be boy.
getting bored?
Again, this is an example of a puzzle that maybe would have been a little bit better done had this been the first one that we did instead of the second one. I guess maybe you could have had to turn out that way, but yeah, it's not really working out like that. Okay, there's no H. So there you could be eat the boy. You can have Gab. You can have, let's see, Day. And see, that's what I would spell, is that get the boy would be the word, and then get, that would be GTB up here, and then EHO, and then TEY, so none of those words would spell anything. Seems like if I just move this around a little bit, we will have get Tad boy. Or get that boy, but spelling that D-A-T, yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. Okay, well, let's just look at the walkthrough. Like, I could spend time here, certainly, but I am... Okay, it's get boy Tad, which, like, so I've already kind of solved it. It says the aim of the puzzle is to form 3 words from left to right. The columns can be rotated up or down. Yeah. Much like the previous puzzle, it doesn't make a lot of sense that... Alright, so how am I gonna do this? I guess I could have done it just this way. Let's see. Well, the thing I have to switch around is, I think, the Y part of this. Yeah. And then we'll switch this to a B. It's kind of nice how the B here is striped, but that doesn't seem like that indicates anything. Okay, so now the D comes down here, and there's been no indication to me that the name of the boy is Tad. Why not Todd and 2 O's? Or him. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So now this should cycle everything to say boy. And it says GETBOYTAD GTGBT yeah, unless GBT means something. Yeah. It's not even a sophisticated or intriguing puzzle. At first look, you'd almost certainly assume that you had to get a 3x3 grids of words that all work together. And it's not even that. You almost... It feels like that was the goal originally, and they just couldn't get it to work. Is the bad guy named Tad one of the guests? Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know why he needs specific boys to do this procedure when it seems like in previous instances he was able to just give dolls to people and trap their souls in them. What is this gonna do? So is that one of the guests there that's silencing the baby and suffocating him, or was that a doll? I don't know. But we've got to go forward. The graphics are so bad on this. You can't even see what you're doing. I assume that this is just going to be the same cutscene again. It almost feels like they dropped the bodies of the kids downward, but I don't know if that's the implication. They weren't in the crypt. There were instead adult skeletons in the crypt. And yeah, if you were gonna make a mansion like this that worked this way, let's go and save. You would probably want to fill it with a lot of just garbage, unimportant stuff, but also you would want to have slight, subtle hints to the idea of there being dead children, or just creepy photos of children, things like that. So where are we on the map? There's one room that's unlocked here and one room that is unlocked here on the first floor now, and I believe every single puzzle on the second floor has been done except for maybe the hallway. So if there is a hallway puzzle, I've missed it. So perhaps like this is still just the spooky hands. Also, you would want to do the audio and have sounds of little footsteps and children crying, children laughing, children playing. Like, you would definitely want to use a full collection of creepy sound effects to start down this implication. And some of these scenes and sections are just incredibly dark. There's nothing we can do at the door. And we're getting the backstory of what happened here that night, and seeing the ghosts, some of which seem to be chasing after the kid for the evil builder of this house, and some of which seem to be the good guys trying to save the day. Ooh, a music puzzle from a game from 20 years ago. That does not sound good. That does not sound good at all. We have 2 things to click on. Let's click on this first. It's a floating violin. Now this is scary. Those notes are slow enough for them to potentially want me to have to reproduce them on the piano. And being kind of tone deaf, or basically completely tone deaf, that would be bad if it asked me to do that.
Like Jack and the Beanstalk.
Seriously?
I can climb down.
So another shortcut. But that was the chatter thing. That wasn't... Yeah, there should be an exit the room, like a picture of a door icon. So the piano's the last thing. But we only see hands here. I'm not seeing who's playing the piano. Good news is that music is too fast. It would be ridiculous for them to want me to reproduce that. Is the music gonna stop? I guess not.
I got
Stauf
this piano for a song.
So this is just
I remember
simple
when
Simon.
I used to play Follow the Leader.
Oh man.
Having fun yet, mortal?
That tune seems familiar. I bet I could play it.
So the problem here is
there a pattern to this?
it's hard to keep an eye on where it's getting clicked because it's moving too fast. Let's see. It sounds like this is probably gonna only require me to copy maybe 2 or 3 more times. But if you screw up, you're back to where you were. Now, at this point, was it this one? And then this one? Oh man. Yeah. You know, my memory's not great. Did it just change? No, it's the same thing, so you are memorizing the same code. It's just hard to keep an eye on where you're supposed to be clicking. So I'm getting like one off. This would be a lot easier if there simply was a few piano keys missing, or broken, or just marked in some way. Alright, well, this guy's just gonna laugh at me the whole time. Let me just look up the walkthrough. At this point, I couldn't care anyways. Let me just open the picture. It's like 18 steps in total. Alright. Gotta take this really slow so I know. This is incredibly insane that this would make me the one to do it so many times. Yeah, I totally made the right choice. Because this is just gonna keep on going and growing and going. Now see, once this one, this is usually where I get messed up. So that's five steps. So this one, it just showed me was 6 steps, and I can only really memorize 6 steps in a row. And the entire puzzle wants you to do 18 of them. And see, it's continuously going here. So I thought the real kiss off, as I use as a phrase, should have happened by now. It should have just gone, try this, and then given you a incredibly long playing of the rest of the steps. Instead of actually trying to teach you this music as if the music matters. Six, 7, and then 8. We're nowhere close. Like, this is just way too long. Even if you could play the piano, even if you're an expert at playing the piano, this doesn't make for fun video game play. And even looking at the instructions, I'm having to take it incredibly slow and be incredibly careful and do everything in my power to not screw it up. And See, at that point, I think it actually resets the tune, and they're making us do the tune a second time, which is crazy. Like, you could stop at 10 notes, but they're making us do it twice. No, it's slightly different the second time through. And there's really nothing to say here. Nothing you really can say. Because this is just gonna keep going through it. Like, the puzzle should be over. That was 10 steps. That's more than enough for a piano puzzle. 4 steps is more than enough for a piano puzzle. And see, I'm about to click the wrong thing, which would set me doing it all over again. I think I can actually do this, and I'm afraid what's going to happen is we'll finish the game and start like a cutscene, not realizing that would be the one cutscene that ends the game completely, and it. Alright, 11. And this is the one difference. Now they're gonna add a key that hasn't been played before. There. Feels like I might be very well playing a copywritten tune. Also, then, not that anybody would have gotten in trouble for using copywritten sheet music probably 20 years ago. This is just way too long. And there's no point to gain people's admiration for a puzzle like this. There's only many points to lose people's patience as it drags on. Gotta be really careful. And I could certainly see if somebody wasn't writing this down or didn't have a walkthrough, the reason why you would need to have it play a second time. But if you really wanted me to play this much sheet music, you really just needed to show me and explain to me how sheet music worked and given me the entire playout. This is something that would have easily been just sped up in a modern game by having you do the first 5 steps and then having the game take control away from you, and hope this is right, and then playing the rest of it without you. 11, 12, 13. Well, on step 13 of 18 steps. This is just an incredible waste of time. In fact, it's so much a waste of time. Let me do up to step 17 and then we'll come back to the recording here. Like, that seems more realistic than doing what are going to get exponentially longer combinations of the music every time. Well, not exponentially longer, but longer. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me, I'm asking people to friend me on Steam and gift me a game. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.